Hey, what's going on, everyone? So I figured, why not do a Tarantino movie tier list? Because I personally think Tarantino is a very, very good filmmaker, director, writer. He can do it all. Now, you're probably seeing here, there's 10 movies here. They decided to put Death Proof on here, and I believe he produced Death Proof, but he did not write or direct Death Proof. If you know anything about Tarantino and what I'm even trying to explain, he told audiences and people that he's talked to that he wants to do 10 movies in his career, and that's it. He's sitting on number 9, and from what he has told people, he is going to take his time with number 10. He said he would like to possibly write a play, maybe write a book, or another book, I should say. But he's going to take his time for the 10th movie. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So, let me sort of explain the tiers. S tier, excuse me, is obviously going to be the top, top, top. And then you have A, B, C, D, and then not seen. I put not seen on here because I have seen parts of Kill Bill and Kill Bill Volume 2, but I have not seen both of them in their entirety, so I cannot rank them. But we're going to start with Death Proof. Like I said, I believe he produced it. You can comment down below and tell me if I am wrong, but he did not write and direct this. Death Proof is interesting, I would say. It's entertaining and a lot of fun. But that's really as far as I can go with the extent to Death Proof, so we're going to put it at C. All right, moving on. Django. Oh, Django. So, Tarantino likes to write movies in a way where he likes to put a sort of a twist or a retelling of history, if you will. And Django is sort of like that. If you've never seen Django, it's about a bounty hunter that basically takes a slave under his wing. He needs a slave to track down these two brothers, and the bounty hunter, heard through the grapevine that Django knows what they look like, and so it's sort of a reverse where you'd see a slave during that time period basically getting treated how they should have been getting treated in the first place. And it's really, really good. The story is very good. The acting is incredible. Cinematography is great. I mean, just all of it. It's a really, really fantastic movie. I would say the only thing that is sort of pulling Django down just a little bit is there are certain points where the movie doesn't feel too tight. But other than that, that's all I can really say bad about the movie. It's that there's some parts that aren't really tight. So for Django, we're going to put it at a A tier. Hateful Eight. Hateful Eight, I have actually never seen. Sorry to disappoint you. Yeah, I need to watch these. The two Kill Bills and Hateful Eight. Moving on. Inglorious Bastards. Oh, man. So, this movie is a major retelling of the Second World War in Nazi Germany. And this movie is incredible. From the opening scene alone, it gets an S tier. but then you add in the um, sort of World War II with the Nazi Germany and the middle act. I like how he pieced things together, how there's a couple storylines and they sort of intertwine. I'd say there's two main storylines and then a third sort of one that's kind of off to the side. And the one I'm talking about is the Nazi soldier basically talking to the woman that owns or takes care of the theater itself, but that sort of intertwines in with her story, so it's kind of a side story. Or I shouldn't say kind of, it is a side story and not one of the two main ones. But Inglorious Bastards is great from the way it looks to the style. You can tell it's a Tarantino film because it's brutal at times and the style really bleeds through onto the screen. And I really like this movie. Jackie Brown. So Jackie Brown, it's been I'd say over 5 years, maybe longer, since I've seen this movie. It's a little fuzzy in my memory. From what I remember, it was pretty good. I think it's the first time where Tarantino. Well, let me backtrack. Not the first time, but I feel like the soundtrack in this movie, all the songs that he put in, they really stick out a lot more than like Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. But overall, it's decent, and I'll put it at B. Not his strongest, but I feel like this movie he was sort of because Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction had come out, and then he decided to do this movie, and I feel like he was, I wouldn't say taking a chance in his own words, but sort of going into a different realm with this movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Oh man. So this movie is an A for sure. Oh man, this movie is really good. It is Tarantino's homage to spaghetti westerns and westerns in general. I like that even though this is a different telling of history film, I like that a lot, but you don't really see it coming till if you're paying attention and know your history, you probably won't see it until the beginning of the third act, I'd say. But it's one of those retellings that sort of sneaks up on you. It doesn't really happen towards the end of the film where you realize that these people are part of the Manson cult, and Brad Pitt's character basically steps in and just brutally destroys them and kills them. And I like that a lot with this film. But also I like the Leonardo DiCaprio Brad Pitt dynamic. It works a lot. Leonardo DiCaprio does a great performance in this film with his portrayal of a Western actor down on his luck, just trying to do something with his life. And I like that a lot, how it sort of shows what Hollywood can be like for some actors. But yeah, definitely an A film. All right, Pulp Fiction, S tier, of course. A lot of people, me included, I would say Pulp Fiction is really what put Tarantino on the map. Reservoir Dogs did very well, but compared to Pulp Fiction really just put him on the map. The way the movie is told, the way the story is told in this movie is uh, really well done. How you sort of start, the beginning is the end, and all the twists and turns and intertwinings that they have with the characters throughout the film just makes it really, really well done. Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta are incredible. I'd say my favorite scene, if I'm gonna be honest, in this film is Travolta and Uma Thurman uh, on the dance floor at the diner, just having a good time, and then obviously things go a little bit south after that. But Pulp Fiction, me personally, I would say it's got to be his best film he's ever done. Reservoir Dogs. Now, this may be a little bit jarring and controversial for some people. I personally think it's an A movie. It's very, very well done. He does a very good job of having this film mainly in the garage or warehouse, and he nails it when it comes to a basically one location film. It's very dark, it's very gritty, but it's also funny at times. I think this is one of those movies where if you want to introduce somebody to Tarantino and sort of his way of making films and writing, I would say this is the film for them to watch, because it's dark yet funny. It's the perfect dark comedy based movie that I can really think of, and it just sort of encapsulates how this man writes and how he directs his films, and it just makes for an incredible film overall. So I hope you guys enjoyed this ranking of the Tarantino films. Please comment down below and tell me what your rankings are for the Tarantino films. I know I need to watch the Kill Bills and Hateful Eight, and I'll probably do that in the next couple weeks. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. A like goes a long ways, and I appreciate it a ton. The support has been incredible lately, and I can't thank you guys enough. So if you guys really like this video, consider subscribing. Don't have to, but it is free. And I will see you guys in the next video.